Let's move along to our next guest. He had a big win in Montreal just a couple of days ago. Coming off a tough year for him, he is now firmly back on track. He is the pride of France. He is the god of war. He is the one and only Benoit Saint Denis. He's kind enough to join us. Salut, Benoit. Thank you very much for coming
Hey
on.
Ariel, how are you doing?
I'm doing
Ça
great.
va, la forme.
I appreciate you coming on very much, and félicitations, congratulations on the win. It seemed to me, Benoit, like you really, I don't know if you know this, but I'm from Montreal, and so I'm always curious to hear what people have to say about my hometown. It seemed like you really enjoyed your time over there. That's the sense that I got. Is that true?
Yeah, it was amazing. You know, the fact of being on home soil of French-speaking champions of the mixed martial art world, like GSP. Yeah, it was great, and I felt great out there. I felt like it was a mix of European culture with American culture, and I like it a lot.
Was that your first time there?
Yeah, first time in Canada, and
Oh, wow.
of course, first time in Quebec. Yeah.
By the way, what did you think of the Quebecois French? Because it sounds a little different than the French from France, right? Some say it's like a little more slang. They have anglicism. They use English words in French sentences. What did you think of the difference?
And no, I think it's the opposite.
Oh,
To be honest, I think they are using old French. Like because the culture they have there is they love their French speaking region of Quebec. I don't know if it's a federation or a region, but yeah, Quebec is they really like their French, and they are really related to it. And yeah, of course, there is a huge accent. The
yes.
accent is huge, but despite that, the word they use is, I feel like they don't like to mix it up too much with English. When they talk English, they talk only English, but when they talk French, they don't want some English words in there.
That is true. That is true. Yes, it's a province, and they would like to separate from Canada. There's a lot of people in Quebec that want to separate and be their own sovereign nation, independent from Canada, a little bit like England and the rest of the UK and Europe.
Mm.
So it's a very interesting place, and I'm happy that you enjoyed it. This was obviously a really big fight for you, and then obviously we find out that your original opponent, Joel Alvarez, had to pull out just a few days before. Was there any chance of you not competing on this card? Was it ever getting close to where you weren't going to be able to fight on Saturday?
That's the good part about being in the UFC. It's a huge war machine, and banger maker. They always have the the ability to find an opponent and to give you a fight. I was not at the beginning. I was of course I was disappointed, but I was not afraid they wouldn't find anybody, because I knew somebody would step in.
You don't seem to be someone who gets, too down on themselves or really anxious, given what you used to do in your previous life. You have incredible courage. But I'm just wondering, considering what happened last year, the two fights against Dustin and Renato Moicano, how was your confidence going into this fight? Were you questioning yourself? Were you feeling a little, shy, gun shy, as they say in the fight business? How were you feeling compared to when you were on that great winning streak a couple of years ago?
No, I was feeling great because I made the adjustment I had to make. Is having a coach and not doing the general and the soldier by myself. So since because with the Poirier fight, I always had in my head that I was sick, and that it was why I lost. But it's not completely true. It's also because I was doing the general and the soldier job, and the Moicano fight was a very humble experience. It brought me back to knowing that you cannot enter a fight without the strategy, and without knowing exactly what type of fight you want to make, and what type of battle you want to settle. And no, I'm well surrounded. I have Nicolas Roth by my side doing this job, and it was. I was feeling like home because I knew what I would do to win this fight and what I had to do,
So
and
this
I was only concentrate on my task.
so this is the first time that you weren't the head coach for yourself?
Since a long time,
Wow.
since over a year, yeah.
And you noticed a big difference?
Yeah, it's huge because I'm only focusing on the task, and not on trying to figure out a plan. The guy is doing that for me, and I'm focusing only on simple task to get the job done.
Ah, that's well, that's great to hear, and very impressive that you were doing this on your own, essentially leading yourself for so long. Were you familiar with Kyle Prepolec when they mentioned him as your opponent?
Not too much, but like I said, with my head coach now, I did more video. I knew Prepolec more than I knew Dustin or Moicano
Oh wow.
because I watched a lot of his fights, and despite having no time, I had a better strategy against this guy than against the former guys I had. So, I saw he's a good striker. He was kind of winning the striking exchange in his UFC career, but he was a bit short on the grappling department. So first round, I used a lot of it to get him, to get him tired. And I knew he was a veteran and tough to finish because since Kevin Lee in 2013, he hasn't been finished. And he's tough, just a tough guy with a well-rounded skill. Of course, better on the feet than in the grappling department, but something is lacking to bring him to the very, very top level. But a tough guy, and I respected that.
So when you fought Dustin or Moicano, were you not watching any footage before those fights?
Uh, Highlights and one or two, three fights, something like that.
Wow.
Um, yeah, it was a huge mistake I made. Like I said, I started MMA late 2018, and my first pro fight was in 2019. I think a guy like Raul Rosas did his amateur beginning almost at the same time I did. Though. It went pretty fast for me, despite my age, because I started very late at 22, 23. But yeah, it was a humble experience, and I had a lot to learn. And um, you when you are moving only forward, you don't question yourself as much as when you get a defeat.
I saw in the post-fight press conference you had mentioned, as your star continued to rise, meeting with the president, having the pressure of the winning streak and representing your country, it got to be a lot. Would it be fair to say you were feeling that pressure and it affected you a little bit last year?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, because I, it was difficult to keep your focus on the training, and um, so I had a lack on the diet department, on the energy department. I felt sick a lot more than I used to do, but yeah, it's all because it's. I think it's an honor and a privilege to have pressure, because if you have pressure, it means your fights are getting bigger, and they are people want to look at them, and it's like I said, it's an honor and a privilege. But of course, you have some time. You have like a learning experience of getting used to it, and getting over it, because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is you getting your hand raised. And um, in victory, you have a lot of people, but in defeat, it's about you, your family, and your close friends. That's all.
The Poirier fight had a lot of attention, and the Moicano fight was at home. But this one, there were the title fights. You were a little bit out of the spotlight. Was that refreshing for you that all the attention wasn't on you this time, that they were talking about the main event, the co-main event, Zahabi, and you were just kind of there able to do your thing?
Yeah, I had a lot of excitement with the Alvarez fight because of the. I knew it was gonna be my type of fight with a lot of violence. We are the two guys in the lightweight division with a 100% finish rate. So it a lot of excitement, but yeah, it was. Definitely you feel a bit lighter that you don't have the pressure of the main or co-main event, and you feel it a little bit, but also with the experience, you get, like I say, you get a bit more used to it, and yeah, you just feel a bit more freely to do your stuff.
Do you want that Alvarez fight? Like next, is that one because you were preparing for it? Would you like to see that one through, or are you moving on now?
Uh, Man, yeah, I was looking for it, but he told everybody he wants to move up a division. So I will not move up a division to get that fight. Except if he becomes champion and I do in my division, But story will be cool. But no, I'm focusing on a couple of guys. I got I got a lot of call outs by Gamrot. Also, Hooker and Gaethje are guys that have been reacting a lot over my last fights last year, and it seems like yeah, the Hooker fight will be a violent fight like the Alvarez fight should have been, and I would enjoy it a lot. It's a Gaethje fight, obviously, as well, and Gamrot also because I would like to avenge a friend of mine called Monso Banawi, but yeah, it will be a huge story.
So if it was up to you, the next one would be Hooker.
Yeah, Gaethje, Hooker, Gamrot are the three names I have in mind because I'm hunting them since a long time.
Okay. Gamrot seemed to be upset that he wasn't fighting you in Montreal, and seemed to suggest that you said no to the fight, but that's not accurate, right?
Yeah, no way, no way.
You don't seem like
But
the type to say no.
yeah. It's really a fight I would love to, and I'm looking forward for what is happening for his next fight. I hope if the fight if he fights Ludovic, I hope he wins, and I would love to face him. Why not in Europe or to go out there and going in some on a huge card against him because I know he is not prepared for the violence I will bring him, and it's what happened to him with his last fight against Hooker, and yeah, I would love to bring him engagement once again.
So Gamrot was he was notified that you were going to be on our show today, and he sent us a video message for you. Are you interested in hearing what he had to say, or would you rather not hear it?
If it's only to say he's ready and they would like to fight, you know what is my answer. I would love to get his fight against the guy. Yeah,
Okay,
of course.
that's what he wants essentially. He would like to fight you. He does have his fight, as you said, lined up against Ludovic Klein. But if he gets by him, I think that would be one that makes sense for the two of you. In addition to Hooker and Gaethje, of course, those two would be incredible.
Yeah, I can tell you right now if he wins this fight and if he is up to fighting me next time, that's the fight I want to make. Yeah, of course,
Okay.
100%. Let's do it.
How quickly do you want to return?
uh, yeah, if it's a Gamrot fight, as soon as he wants to fight, I'm ready, and I'm ready to get back to work. And yeah, I hope then he wins without injury, without anything, and we get our war together and have a nice little dance together very soon.
Now, when you weighed in on Friday, there was some concern that maybe you had a staph infection again on your face. Were you dealing with that over your eyebrow?
No, I wasn't dealing with it, but a training camp has been hard, and I got some scorch of the last couple of weeks. Yeah, to be honest, I had some injuries coming into the fight, but no, I have learned my lesson. You don't talk about it because it's everybody has injuries coming into fights. It's a part of a hard training camp. It's very rarely that you will see a fighter going 100% with no scorch, no scratch, nothing, no injury, and no sickness. It's rarely it is happening because of course you are losing a little bit weight as well the 2 last weeks. So it's a tough sport on the body, and I think it happens to all the guys. And of course, now I know that if it's really too bad, maybe you get out of the fight because you have to be at least to be operational to do your job inside the cage.
By the way, congratulations! I saw you started a YouTube channel and it's doing quite well. Are you enjoying this? Building your YouTube channel, making the content, or do you just have other people doing it for you and you don't even look at it?
Yeah, I'm working with a guy called Tiox on Instagram. I think it is, and he's doing a great job. I like working with him and on sharing a little bit the journey. My wife is also working with me on that. I'm happy to have good close friends and family helping me on my journey as a fighter. And like I said, it makes me also more and more being only focused on the task of training, sleeping, and getting the job done inside the octagon, which is of course the most important part for the fighter. Because if you are not getting the job done, anything else doesn't matter anymore.
I saw a great photo. Speaking of your wife, that she posted after the victory, saying that l'Opex Montreal is finished. Is OPEX? Here, you guys. By the way, I mean this is like the toughest couple of all time. Look at you guys. No one's gonna mess with you. Is she also? Was she also in the army too?
Yeah, she was a police officer till we got our first kid, a shooting instructor and also a dog keeper. You know, we have two Malinois, it's Belgium Shepherd, I think you say in English, that are working with her. And now we have a more of a family life because I didn't like the fact of worrying about her journey. So now she is only focusing on my career. And yeah, and of course we love the family life, having kids, and yeah, focusing on my career because like we are like I love the phrase of the beginning of the Karim journey, the 40 days because before Easter is like you are born dust and you will in dust you shall return.
Mm.
So yeah, we try to live this way, like yeah, having fun doing our work and yeah, trying to be relevant for the people that are watching our career and yeah, trying to have a life we will be happy to watch from upstairs after life.
I love it. One last thing, I also saw that you spoke to the French national rugby team recently. What was that like for you? Was that an honor for you to speak to them?
Yeah, of course, it's a huge sport in France, and the level of professionalism they have, because this sport is professional since '95, and it's a huge sport now, like NFL or NHL, like those type of sports. It means they are professional all the way, and the only thing that makes the difference is the individuals, but everything is professional, from the medicine to the physical preparation to the technical aspect of the sports. Everything. So it was very interesting. Like I said, my life as an athlete is very young, and you learn a lot from having those meetings, because those guys are professionals since they are 14 almost, because the journey of becoming a high-level rugby player is long. Like I do believe it must be long with all the university way to the NFL. For the NFL athletes, it's the same with the rugby. They are starting very young, and you learn a lot from them.
Congratulations again, Benoit. Thank you for coming on. Very happy for you. It was great to see you back. Great victory, great performance. I also love that you were translating yourself in there. You spoke in English and French. No translator. You did the post-fight interview twice in the cage because they didn't have someone to translate for the French-speaking crowd or the English-speaking crowd. So well done. Félicitations and welcome back. Thank you.
Thank you, Ariel. It was a pleasure to talk with you. And I hope we will give you this fight. Us.
I look forward to it. There he is, the God of War, the great Benoit Saint Denis, back on track. Hooker, Gaethje, Gamrot would be great. Makes a lot of sense. Sounds like Alvarez is moving up to 170. Just for the sake of Gamrot going through the effort of sending us a clip. Here is said clip. Nothing too malicious or drama-inducing, but I didn't want it to go to waste, so here it is from Mateusz Gamrot.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm a sportsman. I respect all fighters. I respect you, Benoit Saint Denis, as well. But bro, you can lie to your friends and fans that this is not true. But exactly that I get offered from UFC. I say yes, and I was ready to go to Montreal, make weight, and beat your ass. You took amateur guy, and you won, but I wasn't impressed with your performance. Right now, my focus is against tough opponent in my 31, but if you ask fight with me, I can fight with you tomorrow, no problem. Bro, take care and train hard. Goose.
Hey, I like this little spiciness from Gamrot. I mean, this is good. This is good. Look, this is how you get noticed. So let's see. If he gets by Klein, maybe that's the fight. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up. Leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.